Hi friends, welcome back to Curiosity Tube, and today we are continuing the series How to Blender. This is part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, link is in the description. Go check that out first. Now let's start. So today we are going to be learning how to modify an object in Blender. So as you can see, this is the default scene we open up with Blender. As you can see, we have an orange line around this cube looking shape, and when we click somewhere else the orange line goes away. Now that orange line signifies that you have selected that particular object. So say we select this object right here, it becomes orange. We select this, it becomes orange. And we select this, it becomes orange. And now to modify that object you have some options. Now those options can be seen on the top left side of the screen by clicking this object mode. Now these are the different ways you can modify your object, but we are going to cover object mode and edit mode only in this video because others are quite advanced and we'll get into those in the later videos. Right now let's focus on object mode. Object mode allows you to modify your objects very basically, and it doesn't allow that many options. So let's see what it does allow you. Now on the left hand side of the screen you can see these buttons here. Now you can either use these, but no one really uses them, they're just there. So this is the first one is you can select box. So that basically means if you drag, create a box of selection and you can select all the items inside that box, and you can make it tweak. So this is something we'll get into later. You can get the select box, you can get the select circle, or you can get the lasso. We're going to be on box right now. And this is cursor, we are going to get into that later. This is move. So basically when you click this you can see the little pop-up arrows that come up, and if you click and drag them the object moves on that axis. So say we click and drag the blue arrow, it moves the object up and down. So let's just control Z that. And there are basically three axes that allow you to move the object in any direction you like. And what you can also do is if you click in the middle of this circle right here, if you can see it, the white circle, if you click in the middle you can just move it freely. And if you really want to be precise you can use the arrows to move it on a specific axis, so you can be precise this way. Then next we have rotate. This pretty much is self-explanatory. So again you have three axes in here. You can click and drag the red one, you can click and drag the green one, and you click and drag the blue one. And again same with the move. If you click inside this circle you can rotate it freely, and that's pretty much it. Next we have scale. Now this is interesting. We can scale an object too. And same here we have three axes, so we can, for example, let's say we want to scale it in the y-axis, we can scale it like that, and the z, which is up and down, so we can scale it like that as well. And again if you click on the blue circle you can scale it globally, and that is scale. Next we have transform. Now this button allows you to see all three pop-ups at the same time. So you can see you have the rotate here. You can see you have the rotate here. For example, we can use the green rotate. You have the move and you have the scale as well. So this is for hardcore users that are like really into stuff and don't want to click here all the time. And yeah, that is a very slow way of modifying an object though. Now what you need to do in Blender, if you're learning Blender, you need to learn hotkeys. So say you want to move, you can't just go here and then do this, but this is way too slow. So for moves we have the hotkey G. So G for grab, G, and then you can move it freely. Or if you press G, Y, you can move it on the green axis. So Y is green, X is red, and you can't see the blue line, but blue is Z, which is up and down. Say want to move it on the red line, you can press G and then X and it will move on the red line, and then you can press G and then Z to move it up and down only. Same like the transform controls here, except it's much faster. Let's go on to rotate. How to rotate? Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just press R and then you can rotate it freely. If you want to do it on an axis, R and then X, or R Y, or R Z. Next, let's move on to scale. Again, it starts with an S, so S. Then you can scale it globally. SX will get you to scale it on the red line, which is the X-axis. Scale and then Y, scale and Z. So it's pretty much same for all of those, and it's really intuitive this way. And yeah, now let's move on to edit mode. So we can switch to edit mode by, if you saw the last tutorial, you could know it is by pressing tab. Now you can see we have got this little area. Now we don't have, we basically have little dots on the corners, we have these edges, and we have a lot of more stuff to work with here. So let's just see what these are called first. Now you see the little dots on the corners, they're called vertices, and these edges, they're called, well, edges. And these are the, you see the little squares, they are square, it can be any shape really, but the flat surfaces, they are called faces. So you can see face select, you can click 3 to select faces, or you can go up here and click that button. Now you can select any specific face and then press G. You can see you only move that face, only that face. Say you want to move that on an axis, well, X, you can do that easy. See, only that face moved. Now let's control Z that. Same with edges, you can just go to 2, you can press 2, or you can go up here and select that. And same with it, you can move just the edge on a specific axis, and same with it, you can rotate it too and scale it too. Same with faces. And then comes vertices, press 1 or go up here and select it, and then you can see these little dots appear, those are corners or vertices as they're called. And same with them, you can move them freely, you can rotate them. Well, it's not working in this scenario, but you can. And you can also scale them. It's not working in this scenario either. So let's just hit tab and go back to object mode. And now you can see all those dots and lines disappear, because this is basic modification of an object, as I said earlier. That will be all for this video. Thank you for watching till the end, and stay tuned for the next one.